Hi everybody, this is my blog called December Isn't Real. Oh, you can subscribe to it. Ah, make sure to subscribe from the bottom corner. I didn't know you could do that, that's cool. Entry number 4, 7th of May 2024. It's good to see you again, Syra. And if it's your first time, then welcome to the communion. Today I want to talk about something that fascinates me, sociology and psychology. Before I say anything else, however, it's worth noting that I don't have a degree in these fields, so everything that I mention below is purely anecdotal and just complete armchair driven. So, free advertisement time. This is Minecraft 1.21 soundtrack. It's really important to today's blog. You don't need to listen to it, it's just here for context. The Western world has successfully cultivated a society that encourages the complete opposite of autonomy. A society that celebrates idiocy and conformity. A society that fears change, idolizes repetition, and demands your submission. A society that believes itself healthy. It fuels itself off the backs of ill-treated labourers, false niceties, and empty promises of productive leadership. It is an impossible system from which no one truly benefits, and one that we are all forced to participate in regardless of our wants or needs. What choice do we have? Perhaps most dangerously, however, is its focus on the focus of those who form it. Your money is not important, nor is your word. It's your attention it craves. Your attention is an invaluable, irreplaceable commodity, and everyone everywhere is competing to consume it. The ceaseless hunger of the system will only continue to grow as the years move forward, and the damage it's done to the livelihood, health, and mentality of our race is soon to be irreversible. Can perfect society truly exist? If we each got to design our own version, how different would your perfect be to mine? Is perfection even real? No, but actually yes. In itself, no. There is no such thing as perfection, or at least a true perfect. Your perfect is and will always be different to my perfect. Each of us have our own unique perspectives, thoughts, ideas, and desires, and while many of them are undoubtedly similar to one another, they're not identical from person to person. Perfect does not exist. Truth does not exist. In perfect's place lies a facade of society, and in truth's lies the consensus of perfect. To measure these concepts in an immediate, quantifiable, and actionable way, we compose morality, a tool to help differentiate what we determine to be good and evil. These are all terms and systems of our own invention. Outside of definition, they are invisible and unspoken barriers created by humanity to guide, protect, and correct us. A common sentiment many of us share is the feeling of being lost in life. We believe that there is a perfect version of ourselves waiting for us, one that we must venture to meet. A distant yet attainable vision of a you who is more content, more secure, more confident, more successful, by whatever metrics you deem important. But you will never be that person. They will not and cannot exist. If you have the capacity to imagine them, then that means you already know what it is you want to improve on, and what you want most. However, this image will inevitably change each time you approach it. What's worth building upon is the version of you that exists currently. That perfect is you, here, now. You should want to be wrong. All of this is to bring about the topic of society again. We've constructed a cage that is actively hindering our own personal growth. The war on attention demands you be constantly aware of every facet of your life and body. Buy a new car, own trendy clothing, get a piercing, lose some weight, express yourself, be a rebel, find a hobby, take these pills. And it all boils down to one simple message. Be who we want you to be. Something particularly common in this modern era, especially the West, is a strong sense of ego and entitlement, and a potent aversion to accountability. No one wants to be seen as wrong or weak, despite these being completely valid emotional states that we all experience throughout our lives. But being wrong isn't something you should fear. Quite the opposite, in fact. I believe a healthy person should have two things: an appetite to learn, and a will to challenge themselves. We experience our lives as one constant, unbroken transformation, analysing and examining and calculating during every moment of our waking time. You are simply a product of your past and your current. You are never the same at any one point on your timeline, as you're always changing in some way, big or small. A healthy person has a strong sense of identity, as opposed to a sense of self. You are not your body. You is colourless, genderless, ageless, timeless. You will never know what you'll face in the future, how you'll react to situations, or how you'll anticipate changes made to your perception or lifestyle. You are always becoming a new you, which means the only you that can ever exist is right now. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to change your opinion on something. You should strive to hear and listen to, distinction there, very important, every opinion. and assess as many facts and logics into your arguments as you can. It will encourage a more fluid, open thought process, and help to mold a person that is better informed. Oh shit, yeah. So what does this have to do with Minecraft? Okay, well, Mojang just released the new soundtrack for its upcoming 1.21 update. Minecraft is a game that needs little introduction. It's a game I've been playing since 2011 and has provided to me a wealth of memories. Because of this, I have a large connection with it, and find it enjoyable to play up to this current day. However, its music has been a topic of controversy in the community ever since its original composer Daniel Rosenfeld left the project, for reasons he has explained and will no doubt later elaborate on. And new artists have joined to pick up where he left off. A large portion of the audience have a strong bias towards the old Minecraft, and believe most new items, updates and music does not understand the spirit of the game. For a while I was part of this group. I stopped playing the game for years, growing unhappy with its new direction. This was a mindset born purely out of ignorance. I simply refused to give the content a chance. Now that changed a few years ago, when I reassessed every piece of media I had a connection towards. I didn't want to be blinded by nostalgia, or by past me's thoughts. And so I revisited every song, game, art piece, building, piece of clothing, keepsake, gift, anything with a memory attached to it, to judge it from a non-biased point of view and examine the product with a fresh pair of eyes. I spent some time analysing it all and discovered that there were things current me still enjoyed out of my choosings, and I endeavoured to discard things I was still holding outdated opinions about. This exercise greatly helped to ground me and open my mind to new ideas. It made me change how I approach art and discussion, and it inspired me to better educate myself on the things I was passionate about. I learned a lot about myself that week. So when this new soundtrack was released, I spent time listening to it, and I found I initially enjoyed it very little. Now this is actually really common for me when it comes to Minecraft music. I start off guarded to the new flavours it evokes, not intending to let bias consume me, yet it inevitably always does, just for a time. I had made a public video reviewing the music, and it got a lot of attention compared to my other videos, more negative than positive. I'm not a person who likes to pick sides, including when it comes to arguments between friends or things I know I have a bias towards. This is important. I do not lie to, defend, or feign support to someone purely because I like them. I want to view the whole image holistically, especially accounting for thoughts I disagree with, so I can build a fuller picture of a product in my head. I advocate for healthy, productive conversation and criticism regarding these things, and so I was okay with most of the feedback I received, even though it was shooting my ideas down. Some people did leave some unnecessary comments that I removed, but that's just the internet being the internet. And so I listened and gave the music another chance. I made my own hour-long mix of the tracks and let them play while I explored my world and worked on my little project. I found that yet again I'd let bias take over, as many of the tracks worked in the context of the game. It wasn't some grand eureka moment. I don't suddenly love all of the music I dismissed just a day prior, but I do respect the songs for what they try to accomplish, and I don't want to dissuade or disrespect those who like the songs I don't. It's just preference, innit? It's interesting to see this is not how most people approach art. Many are content to think in black and white, maybe because that's largely been the culture of the internet ever since its early days. Of course, as Minecraft has a primarily young demographic, many of the responses I received were from children. At least I should hope there are not grown adults flaunting Undertale profile pictures and being dismissive of other people's thoughts. And so in time, they will learn to both expand their thoughts and express themselves upon experiencing more of the world. In the end, I was wrong, and many of the people who challenged my thoughts were right. They weren't right for asserting their own preferences, as no one can ever truly hold a correct opinion about something as malleable as art and perception, unless it concerns things with demonstrable commendation like good writing. You cannot tell me that anyone who enjoys Borderlands 3's dialogue is a functioning human being. But they were right in telling me I hadn't given the music a real chance. Being wrong is a good thing. It fuels personal growth and helps you interact with others in a meaningful way, giving you valuable insight into not just the art you enjoy, but also your own cognitive abilities and the very capacity by which your thoughts are created and measured. It's a denial of hubris and admission to humility. This keeps your ego in check and ensures you don't become closed off to new ideas and experiences. Otherwise you risk stagnation and isolation, and becoming a creature bound of pure negative energy. You should not want that. It's healthy to understand and admit when you're wrong, and to hold yourself accountable, even though you may feel it makes you look silly. This is a notion that I wish more people would come around to. People will appreciate your honesty. You will appreciate your honesty in each stage of your timeline. The only thing you can ever truly understand is yourself. So, get to learning. Anyway, that's all for now. Let me know your thoughts on this topic and any similar experiences you've had in the past. Take care, warm, happy, healthy. The Nomad Communion.